is just for people who may not know the Green Party. So could you just say a few of the main policies that the Green Party is for and just why you're running?
Yeah, my campaign, we started out campaigning against three life or death issues. One is the climate meltdown. And we've been campaigning, it's been our signature issue in the 2010s for a Green New Deal to get to zero to negative greenhouse gas emissions on 100% clean energy in a decade by 2030. Of course, the Democrats took that slogan, but they watered down the content. So we're here to push for the full strength Green New Deal because this is an existential threat. Mm-hmm. And then working class people in particular, our life expectancies are going down in this country because we're coming out of 50 years of stagnant wages and growing economic inequality. And people are dying deaths of despair is what the sociologists call it. You know, people had more hopes for their lives and the possibilities have been dashed. So people are forced to choose between rent and going to the doctor, or they're coping with alcohol and drug abuse, or suicide and gun violence. That's another reason why life expectancies are going down. So we have an economic bill of rights to end poverty and economic despair, including a job guarantee, a guaranteed income above poverty, and Medicare for all. And then there's the third issue that none of the major party presidential candidates talked about, and that's this new nuclear arms race. The Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists has moved their doomsday clock the closest it's ever been to midnight because we're getting out of these treaties. The last bilateral treaty between the United States and Russia concerning nuclear weapons expires next February 5th. That concerns strategic arms. So we're calling for peace initiatives, a 75% cut in military spending, getting out of these endless wars, pledging no first use of nuclear weapons, disarming to a minimum credible deterrent, and then on the basis of those tension-reducing initiatives, going to the other nuclear powers and saying we want complete and mutual nuclear disarmament, and going there with the support of the 122 non-nuclear nations that agreed 3 years ago this week to the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons. So we'll go there with world public opinion. And now we got two more life or death issues. The COVID pandemic, and we're on pace to have 250,000 deaths by the election, and Trump had just gave up. He lost. COVID won, he's a loser. And Biden is AWOL. Where is he? You know, he can command the White House press corps. He lives within commuter distance. He could be pounding away. We need a test, contact, trace, and quarantine program to suppress the virus, like every other organized society and the whole Pacific Rim and Europe has done.
Yeah, I find that interesting, yeah. Because, sorry, continue.
Well, I'm just going to say, instead, the two governing parties are presiding over a failed state. Mm-hmm. And just the other fifth life or death issue is this centuries-old pandemic of racism, which people of color have known about the whole time, but now a lot of white people are upset because they saw it in living color on their TV screens. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the most hopeful thing. A lot of people came out that weren't out against racism before, and yeah, we can build upon that and get some real changes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the issue with George Floyd definitely woke a lot of people up, I think, because like you had a lot of people who didn't really think much about police brutality, and then they saw this guy kneeling on someone's neck, and like even like people right wing, left wing, everyone was like, okay, you don't accidentally kneel on someone's neck for 8 minutes, and now like everyone's pretty much woken up about it, you know.